to tell you that we see you, we remember you, and everything we do, we think about you. We'll be planting 3 trees, Neem trees, Neema in Arabic. Very significant, very symbolic. But before that, we will have the Deputy Regional Director at Amnesty International, Flavia, speak about today's occasion. She'll be followed by Hussein Khalid, one of Amnesty's partners from Voco Africa, and then one representative from the Sudanese civilians, all of us standing in solidarity with you. After that is when we'll move to plant the trees. So we'll start with Flavia, just to give us an update on why we are here. Flavia, karibu.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for making it this morning. It's a rainy day in Nairobi with on and off showers. But thank you for prioritizing this. Thank you for our brothers and sisters from Sudan who are here with us in Nairobi for having made the time to be here. We are here because of you. We are here because we care. We are here because we are greatly concerned by what is going on in your country. We are greatly concerned by what is going on in the region. Not just in Sudan, in DRC, in Ethiopia, in South Sudan. I think it's important that as Africans, we stand in solidarity with each other, especially in the face of the different crises that we are facing. So my name is Flavia Mwangovia, as Sarah mentioned. I work with Amnesty International in the regional office here in Nairobi, and I have some few words to share, which I'll start by reading. So today marks the 3rd anniversary of the conflict. We know 15th of April 2023, the war in Sudan broke out between the Sudanese armed forces and the RSF. Amnesty International has been working endlessly since the conflict broke out to document the violations that are happening, to support Sudanese civil society, to support Sudanese human rights defenders who are in the country and those who are outside of the country as they seek safe passage and as they continue to document what's going on in the country. We've done that through research, through solidarity events, because we want the world not to forget what's happening in Sudan. So today we are gathered here like we have for the past 3 years. In 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, we are gathered here again, but today at Uhuru Park, at the Freedom Corner. This corner is very symbolic, and I've seen Hussein somewhere, and I'm hoping he can help me to really explain what is the symbolism of this spot that you're standing here today in Kenya, in Nairobi. But our business will be to do something different. It's really to honor the people of Sudan and this conflict through the environment. We're going to be planting 3 trees today. And the trees we'll be planting will be in solidarity with the Sudanese people who are really continuing to endure devastating impact of the conflict. Which tree shall we be planting? We shall be planting the Neem tree. I'm told in Sudan it's called the Neema tree. It's there actually, they are preparing for it. For us in Kenya, we call it the Mwarobaini. Mwarobaini, for Nairobians, you know what I mean. It's a tree that's very powerful. It's symbolic, it's medicinal. But I'm told in Sudan, this tree is found around villages, towns, and it's really a favorite tree because it has dense branches. When it grows, it has very dense branches, and it forms a community hub. People sit under the tree in Sudan, neighbors gather to talk, children play in its shade, women sell tea. It's a space of hospitality. That is why we chose this tree, because it offers warmth and hospitality to the community. In Kenya as well, as I said, it's also a tree that's valued greatly for its medicinal value. Like the Neem tree, today we stand in solidarity with civilians in Sudan. So the 3 trees we'll plant will represent 3 things. The first tree will honor all Sudanese civilians who have experienced the horrors of this war across Darfur, Kordofan, Khartoum, Sinnar, Jazeera, White Nile, Blue Nile, and elsewhere. The conflict has had a devastating impact on civilians. Thousands have been killed, and more than 10 million, actually 14 million when I checked yesterday, have been displaced. 10 million have been displaced internally, 4 million have been displaced outside of the country. Civilian infrastructure, hospitals, markets, and so on, and schools have been destroyed. power stations, and so on and so forth. And we all know the difficulty of communicating with people in Sudan because of the communication infrastructure, which has also been destroyed or shut down. Thousands of children, actually I think millions, are out of school, deprived of their right to education, and many have lost their parents and family members. So the first tree will be to honor the civilians who've had to bear devastating impact of the conflict. The second tree we shall plant is a call for justice for women and girls who have survived rape and sexual violence, sexual slavery, sexual assault, and sexual harassment by both of the warring parties. The second tree will be planted in remembrance and in honor of their struggle and their plight. I would like to read something that one of the women we spoke to, a Sudanese woman we spoke to when we were doing our documentation as Amnesty, what she said about this conflict. She said, "Women are not leading or participating in this war, but it's women who are suffering the most. I want the whole world to know about the suffering of Sudanese women and girls and ensure that all men who raped us are punished." That shows you the devastating impact of sexual violence in the context of this conflict. The third tree will be planted to honor civilians and internally displaced persons who are killed or tortured in El Fasher in October 2025, when the RSF executed scores of unarmed men and raped dozens of women and girls as they captured the city. It also commemorates the Masalit community targeted by the RSF and allied Arab militias in 2023, and all the civilians who have borne the brunt of this conflict. And as we do that, and as we have this moment with you today, I would like to remind all of us of what we are asking for. What is our call to action? Because we are doing this in solidarity with the people of Sudan, but it's not an end in itself. We are also doing this to call on the international community, on the regional countries, and on Kenya to do certain things to ensure that this suffering stops. Because what we have seen in Sudan, it is a war on civilians. It's not just another conflict, it is really a war on civilians because civilians are paying the ultimate price. So today we call on the world, including Sudan's neighbors, not to forget Sudan. We urge everyone to keep their eyes on Sudan. And I think everyone is holding a paper that says, "Keep eyes on Sudan." That attention is important because it ensures that the conflict is not forgotten and that the warring parties continue to be held accountable. In the midst of competing global crises, in Iran, in the Middle East, in Gaza, in DRC, in Ethiopia, it's very easy to look away and say, "I'm focusing on the next issue." But this is not the time to forget, especially today. It is not the time to forget our brothers and sisters in Sudan. The government of Kenya and other states in the region must also take a leadership role by putting pressure on the RSF and the SAF to protect civilians and ensure that territories are not used to fuel the conflict. On this third anniversary, Amnesty calls on the warring parties to continue to protect civilians and civilian infrastructure. We call on the international community to use all available tools to urgently respond to the serious violations of international human rights and humanitarian law and protect civilians and hold the perpetrators to account. We have seen that the reason why we continue to be in this situation is because of impunity, the lack of accountability. Those who commit atrocities are not held to account, and that is why we continue seeing the cycles of violence that we are witnessing. We also call on all countries, including the United Arab Emirates, to respect the UN Security Council arms embargo on Darfur by refraining to transfer all weapons and ammunition to the warring parties and to ensure accountability when actors violate the arms embargo. As we stand here today in Nairobi, today in Berlin in Germany, there is a conference that is taking place. It's called the Berlin Conference, focusing on the humanitarian situation in Sudan. And we also take this opportunity to call on all those actors in that room in Berlin to ensure that there's increased funding for humanitarian support for the people of Sudan, and that the humanitarian situation is responded to with the urgency that it deserves. So once we are done planting the trees and listening to others who will be speaking, and maybe after having some entertainment, hopefully, from the Sudanese band, we'll also be walking towards the entrance where we'll actually be launching 3 buses, public transport buses, that will be branded on the Sudan message. Keep eyes on Sudan. So whether you're going to Hurlingham, you're going to Thika Road, or you're going to Mombasa Road, we'll have 3 buses that will be moving on those roads for 3 months, so that the people of Nairobi can also know that you cannot sit comfortable in Nairobi when your brothers and sisters are in serious, dire straits in Sudan. So the buses will be a reminder, a call to action to Nairobians and the people who live in Nairobi to continue to take action and to hold the different actors around the world and in Kenya and our Kenyan authorities to account, to ensure that the conflict in Sudan is not forgotten, even while we grapple with so many situations around the world. So keep eyes on Sudan. I need more energy. It is 10:55. I think we still have energy. Keep eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. And now I'd like to welcome Hussein. Please come and share some perspectives also from Amnesty. Please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. How are you today? Keep eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. So before I say anything, I would like to request all of us to observe a moment of silence for the many lives that have been lost in the last 3 years. It's sad that we are marking the 3rd year of this conflict today, but before anything else, if we can observe a moment of silence for those that have died, for those that have been injured, and those that are still suffering at this point in time. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. So, as we observe this 3rd year of this conflict, we want to speak out loudly today, particularly to the international community, beginning with the neighbors of Sudan. As Africans, we must remember that we are one and the same. A conflict in Sudan is a conflict in Kenya, is a conflict in Nigeria, is a conflict in Egypt, and is a conflict in Botswana. As Africans, we stand united with Sudan today. And we call on all African states, beginning with the neighbors, Kenya, Ethiopia, Egypt, Central African Republic, Uganda, Congo, and all others within the region, to stand up and be counted. 10 million displaced internally, 4 million displaced externally, 14 million cannot just be another number. Each of those numbers means something. Each of those numbers is a father, is a mother, is a child, is a grandmother, a grandson somewhere. And they have nowhere to call home at this point in time. And who is responsible for all this? Certain individuals who are hungry for nothing else but power. And we are saying enough is enough already of these conflicts in Africa. We are asking Kenya and all other neighbors to stand up and be counted. Particularly for Kenya, we are telling President Ruto, stop defending these warlords. We are telling Kenya as a country, stop giving refuge to those that are leading this war in Sudan. Stop issuing passports to individuals who are responsible for deaths and mayhem in a neighboring country. We've had enough already, and we cannot allow Kenya to be complicit in this war. We are asking the African Union to stand up and be counted. For how long will we expect the international community to come and fight our battles in Africa? We are asking the African Commission on Human and People's Rights to speak up against the atrocities that are being committed in Sudan. The people of Sudan are citizens of this world like every other citizen wherever they are. How come the conflict in Sudan is not getting the limelight that it deserves? How come the conflict in Sudan has been forgotten? The people of Sudan, are they not human beings like any other human being in other parts of the world? Why are we silent about Sudan and the suffering that people are going through? So we want to stand here today and to call out the SAF and the RSF. And we are asking the international community, led by Africans themselves, to put these individuals who are leading these criminal groups in jail. We don't want them roaming around the streets. We don't want them engaging in war crimes. We want them arrested and brought before the International Criminal Court to answer to the atrocities that they've committed. We've seen how women and children are suffering from this conflict. We've seen how arms are being distributed through our own African countries. We are allowing these weapons to pass through our ports, to pass through our countries, to get to Sudan, to kill innocent Sudanese. This cannot be tolerated anymore. And we are asking Kenya and other neighbors and the international community, the time to step up is now. 3 years is way too long for us to just observe and do nothing. And we are calling on the International Criminal Court to expand its mandate from Darfur and cover the entire country of Sudan. Because this is not just an issue of Darfur, it's the entire Sudanese Republic. And last but not least, we want to let the Sudanese know that we as Kenyans stand with you. Here in Kenya, please ensure that you have what you require to rebuild your country. In the event our government tolerates what is happening, please just remember that we as Kenyans stand with you, and we will continue offering the support that you need to end this war and to rebuild your country. As Kenyan people, we stand united because we know that today it is Sudan. Yesterday it was Tanzania, and tomorrow it might be us. So if we don't stand with our neighbors, if we don't stand with our fellow Africans, tomorrow we will have nowhere to go should we be in the same situation as our brothers and sisters. So this is nothing to celebrate. This is nothing, to take joy in. We are very sad by what is happening in Sudan, and we want to assure you, the Sudanese people, that we as Kenyans will continue to stand with you. We will continue to ensure that you end this war and eventually you rebuild your country. So I will stop it at that and request everyone again to remember Sudan in their prayers. Keep eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I will talk by Arabic and English because of my people who is attended here. Really, these days it is almost look like it's a very bad days in our life and memorize. And even if you bring any Sudanese here, it's very hard for him to say something in this time exactly or in this moment. But let me to say a little bit about what we have in Sudan and what we need. But before that, I would like to thank Amnesty International and all the other partners who manage this event to support to solidarity the Sudanese and civilian in Sudan. We are really very glad for them, and I don't know how we can thank them, but we'll work with them to do better. For Sudanese, I think now all of us, we know what happened in Sudan and what is going on now. Since 3 years ago, the situation is look like a very bad, especially for the civilian. And as a civilian, we didn't need anything. All we need for this war to stop, so we can live, we can find good future for our kids, for our children. We look how to live in our country. We need to back our home. We need to see our country again. We need to live together as a family. We need at least to say bye-bye for killed, bye-bye for displacement, bye-bye for everything. We are living in this situation like 40 years ago. And most of the Sudanese now, they didn't have anything to say, only please stop this war. That is why we look forward to ask and to call all the people, all the organizations, all the countries, our neighbors, whatever you have, whatever you can do to say stop this war, to help Sudanese to stop this war, to help Sudanese to stop this fighting. Because since 3 years, the fighting has taken place, but still they didn't see any green light to stop this war. Even I know there are so many offered from so many good people, good countries, but still the situation is continue. So as the Sudanese, really we are suffering. We are killing. There are so many hunger. There are so many, some people ill. There are so many, some people lost the school, lost their life. They didn't have home. They didn't have house. They didn't know where they live. They live now in camps. Even in camps, they didn't have this humanitarian service because because of this very, very tough situation in Sudan. And even most of the organizations, they cannot work now in this situation because of the looking for the system for the staff, and even for the government or the other side, they didn't give this enough permission for them to work, at least to protect these people. So we are here to say for the people, please, please help us to stop this fighting. Only this is our hope as a civilian. Only this is our target. We look forward to go back to Sudan. Because now if here in Kenya, some of us, we are living in safe. But if you go back to Sudan, you will see everything bad. You will not find something look like nice. You will not find something give you happy. You will find everything bad. You will find hunger. You will find the people who is died. Even when you go to the town, you will see how the war destroys the town, destroys the foundation, destroys the organization, destroys the hospital, destroys the schools. Nothing in Sudan is look like good. So that is the situation in Sudan. So today it is almost like 3 years, and even we didn't see something good. We didn't see light. Most of the people now they are gathering, they are sitting, they are discussing about the issue of Sudan. But at the end, everything goes to the desk. And as the Sudanese, as the civil, we stay and we look for what we can do in future. So we are here to say thank you for everybody to come here, and we call everybody. Whatever you have, you can do something for Sudanese. Even you can write in your account. Even you can talk about Sudanese situation, whatever you go with your friend, whatever you find any people he can help, you can talk. That is, it can help us. That is, it can help us really, really, really to stop this war. Thank you so much for this solidarity, for this support. Really, we look forward to have more support, more assistance, so we can stop this war. So let me to talk by Arabic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. نحن سعيدين جدا جدا كسودانيين إنه نحضر الفعالية دي ونشارك فيها، وهي فعالية لدعم السودانيين والمدنيين السودانيين العايشين في ظروف الحرب الصعبة جدا جدا، والحاليا بيعانوا جدا جدا من الحرب نتيجة للآثار المترتبة للحرب اللي استمرت لها 3 سنين. والليلة يوم 15 هو اليوم اللي انطلقت فيه الحرب، وكانت نتائجها كارثية جدا جدا على المدنيين السودانيين، والعالم كله عارف عن الحرب دي، وكل المنظمات وكل المؤسسات الدولية بتحاول توقف الحرب، ولكن لسوء الحظ انه طرفين الحرب ما قادرين يتخذوا قرار عشان يحموا السودانيين ويحموا البلد ويوفروا للسودان مستقبل افضل. احنا عندنا اطفال بيعانوا جدا جدا، عندنا مدنيين بيعانوا جدا جدا، عندنا نزوح كبير جدا جدا، عندنا جوع بنسبة كبيرة جدا جدا في الماء، عندنا عدم تعليم، عندنا عدم صحة، عندنا عدم قدرة على إدارة معيشتنا اليومية، عندنا نازحين خارج السودان ايضا برضه بيعانوا بشكل كبير جدا جدا، لانه اصلا ما عندهم مصادر دخل، والمصادر بتاعتهم توقفت وحياتهم توقفت، وحاليا معتمدين على المعونات والمساعدات. لذلك نحن بنرى وبندعو الناس جميعا انه تقف معانا وتوقف الحرب دي على الاقل، لانه عشان المدنيين ديل يتوقف عنهم الانتهاكات اللي بتحصل لهم ديل وتصل لهم مساعدات يقدروا يعيشوا بها، والناس ترجع لبيوتها ويعيد إعادة تعمير البلد عشان الأطفال يلقوا مستقبل أفضل ويتعلموا ويكون لهم مستقبل أفضل، ونحن نرجع نعيد بلدنا ونرجع نعيد التنمية من جديد، لأنه 3 سنين كافية جدا إنه ترسل رسالة واضحة إنه الحرب ما عنده حل للمشكلة هذه. حل المشكلة الوحيد إنه الناس تقعد في الأرض وتشوف الصح من الخطأ وتجيب السلام للشعوب العايشة، وبكده نكون على الأقل وقفنا الحرب ورجعنا لبلدنا. وشكرا جزيلا لكم جميعا. ومن هنا أنا بقدم تحية شكر خاصة لكينيا وللشعب الكيني لاستضافته لنا في الفترة دي، وهو بصراحة ما قصر معانا واستضافنا ووفر لنا كل الحاجات المطلوبة. Sorry, I would like to thank from here Kenya government and people from Kenya who is hosting us in this very, very situation, and really we are very happy, we are very glad. Really Kenya government provide for us everything, even give us good life, provide for us the school, give us permission to stay here, even give us everything, assistance, services, everything. So from here, I'll thank Kenya government and people from Kenya for hosting, and thank you so much.
Sudanese band will just play one song and then we'll go to the tree planting. Will continue playing, but we'll now move to the tree planting so that we save time because it's about to rain. We'll start with Amnesty International, followed by MSF and Voco Africa, and then the Sudanese civilians in that order. So thank you so much for coming. We still have one more function at the parking lot. As we told you, this does not stop here. We believe one of the reasons this has been able to continue is because Sudan's neighbors do not know who among us, their neighbors, are, fomenting this war. So we are launching 3 buses. And in those 3 buses, for the next 3 months, we will have people who will enter those buses, like the way we do with the preachers. We will have people who will go into those buses and they will tell you who is arming RSF, who is arming SAF, who is hosting them. We'll keep talking about this conflict for the next 3 months. So from here, we are now moving to the parking lot where we are going to launch a bus. That bus is emblazoned with all the messages that you need to hear or to see about Sudan. And then from tomorrow, you'll be able to see those 3 buses on your way. If you're going to the airport, we have 1 bus. If you're going this way to Yaya, Kawangware, we have another bus. And then the other one goes this way to Eastlands. So kama wewe ni Mkenya, hauna sababu kutoka leo ya kusema kwamba hujui watu wanapigana Sudan na kwamba serikali yetu ni mojawapo ambazo zinaendelea kuchochea ama kusupport mapigano hayo. Sasa tutakuwa na mabasi matatu ambayo tunaondoka sasa, tunaelekea pale kwenda kulaunch. Bandi yetu itaendelea kucheza. Wale ambao wanataka kubaki wapate picha ama kufanya interviews itaendelea kidogo tu, lakini kwa hivi sasa tunaelekea pale kwa parking lot ambapo tutalaunch hiyo basi. Nawashukuru sana.
eyes on Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan. Viva Africa, viva! Viva Africa, viva! Viva Sudan, viva! Viva Sudan, viva!